Okay.
We want to go over all of the signs and their traits, as well as the celebrities or public figures that we know that have those same exact signs. Capricorn, and we have Michelle Obama and Stephen Hawking.
The sign Capricorn is an earth sign, very goal-oriented. You think about the goat, their persistence, and they'll do everything to get to the top.
Goddesses, queens, and boss ladies, welcome to another episode of Get It Girl. I'm your girl, Natasha.
And I'm your girl, Gia Faye.
And today we are joined by a very, very special guest that I am so excited to talk to. She is a Kabbalistic astrologer and teacher, and I cannot tell you how ready I am to ask you so many questions, but she has a lot to say about what the stars and planets have in store for us. Please welcome Miriam Ashkenazi.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I think the first thing I want to ask you is, what is the difference between, Kabbalistic astrology and just like traditional astrology?
So basically there are many differences, but the important one, first of all, we understand it's two wisdoms that we incorporate together. So there is astrology and all the planets and the cosmos, but there is also the wisdom of Kabbalah, which is a spiritual wisdom. So combining the two gives us a different information. Second thing is that the Kabbalistic astrology go by the lunar cycle. When you look at your sign in the magazine, in the horoscope, you see what your sign is. That's actually when the sun was at the moment that you were born, in which sign it resides at the moment that you were born. But according to the Kabbalistic calendar, we go by the cycle of the moon, not the cycle of the sun.
Okay.
So for example, when the moon starts a new cycle, this is when there is a new influence of a new sign that actually controls and rule and affect all of us.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not always aligned. It's pretty much aligned, but sometimes someone would have a different sign according to a traditional astrology and a different sign according to Kabbalistic astrology. That's a second difference. The other difference is in the interpretation, because the wisdom of Kabbalah talks a lot about the idea that we are kind of like the masters of our own ship. We have the ability to control our destiny and our future. So Kabbalistic astrology is not futuristic. It's not definitive. When you read that's going to happen to you, or if you read your astrological chart by a traditional astrologer, sometimes they will tell you a lot of things that sounds very definitive. This is who you are. This is your opportunities. This is your weaknesses. This is what might happen, but according to Kabbalistic astrology, we learn how to work with those energies that will help us to get closer to our purpose in life.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And what got you started? How long ago was this?
So the truth is, since very early in life, I was very interested in astrology, but it was not connected with Kabbalah. So I would read about it, but it was missing something deeper. Just to learn about the quality of each sign, what they're good at and what they're not. And you actually interact with people, and not everybody is the same. It's not like, it's a little bit superficial for
Every
me.
Scorpio that I meet is the same.
a Scorpio.
Doesn't work.
I know, but sometimes...
Much for the Scorpios. I'm just kidding.
But sometimes you'll be surprised, people don't feel like their sign. Or there's certain things that works, that makes sense, and certain things that doesn't make sense.
I always feel that about myself. I'm a Virgo, and I feel like most people say about Virgos, like, they're very, like, they're perfectionists.
Right.
They can't have one thing out of place. I'm like, sure, whatever.
Because there's so many other elements in your personality, in your personal chart, that shows other elements of you. So I started with that, but when I was introduced to Kabbalah, which was actually 23 years ago, this is when I was introduced to the idea of Kabbalistic astrology. And that's what fascinated me the most. So then I started going deeper and studying and teaching and doing charts. And
now, I might be saying this wrong, but there's a concept called, is it Tikkun?
Tikkun.
Tikkun, okay,
Right.
that's very specific to the type of astrology that you do. So can you explain that to us?
So we believe that our soul is not here for the first time. The soul go through a journey, not just in this lifetime. There are many lifetimes. There are lessons, and sometimes we're not spiritual enough or not interested enough to learn those lessons. Therefore, our soul accumulate negative karma or a baggage, you can call it. And our tikkun is the work that we need to do in this lifetime in order to correct that negative energy. And also a tikkun represents the idea of what type of energy we should move forward with. How should we become? What do we want to overcome?
Yeah.
So through learning about your sign and learning about your specific setting at the moment that you were born astrologically, you can understand better what is your tikkun and what is your purpose.
How do you determine what someone's tikkun is? Like, could you see us and interact with us and be like, your tikkun is this?
You know, you could do that, but as a Kabbalistic astrologer, I see it in your chart.
Okay.
You know, there are certain, in the chart itself, you can see all the planets, where they were in the moment that you were born, how they interact with each other, and there's certain aspects and there's certain points in the chart itself that tells us a lot about your tikkun and your soul journey in past lives as well.
I feel like it's so much based around self-love, and
Totally.
I always say that to love yourself, you really have to know yourself, and
Right.
you have to know your blind sides, you have to know your weaknesses
Right.
so that you can overcome them.
Exactly.
I feel like it's a similar...
And that's the point, it's very positive. You know,
Yeah.
everything is here is actually perfect for us. It says, according to Kabbalah, that we choose our surrounding. We choose the precise moment that will support us the most to come into this world. So everything is in order to help us.
Yeah, and
You know?
and I always tell people we have to use our personal power with it, which is choice. Choice
Right.
literally will dictate your future.
And we're back with Miriam Ashkenazi. We had to bring you back, of course, because there's so much more to talk about. But I want to ask you, we are approaching a new decade, 2020. Do you have any overview of the next year to come?
Oh, amazing. This is going to be a very interesting, powerful year. First of all, for us as women, something like an anecdote. The beginning of the year starts with a full moon in the sign of Cancer. And the end of the year, we're going to have also a full moon in the sign of Cancer. Now, what does it mean? Cancer is a very feminine sign.
And
It's
emotional.
the sign emotional, but it's also the sign of the woman. So one thing that it signifies, and a full moon, the energy of a full moon is the energy of completion, is energy of something bigger that can be manifested. So what it means, it gives a lot of power to women and to the female energy in this year. So this is something very powerful this year.
Yeah, I feel like we planted those seeds already this year.
Yeah, so this year is the manifestation of it. That's what a full moon is all about.
so excited.
It's the complete connection of the light and complete connection of the moon, so you can see the energy of unity. It's energy of manifestation, anything that has to be with female, feminine energy and women gaining more power in the world.
Love it, girls.
Heck
See, you gotta get
yes.
it, girls.
Yes.
Get it, girls.
2020 is our year. I love it. Okay, now we have something interesting coming up.
Okay.
We want to go over all of the signs and their traits, as well as the celebrities or public figures that we know that have those same exact signs. So we're going to have some of them pop up on the screen, and you could tell us about the signs and, just different traits that they have. Capricorn, and we have Michelle Obama and Stephen Hawking.
The sign Capricorn is an earth sign, very goal-oriented. You think about the goat, their persistence, and they'll do everything to get to the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next sign, Aquarius, we have Oprah and Darwin. Charles Darwin, an important person.
So basically Aquarius are the big thinkers. They're the one that think outside of the box. Is an air sign. They want to be unique, they want to be different. They also care for humanity.
Pisces, we have Rihanna and Albert Einstein, E equals MC squared. What can you tell us about them?
So Pisces is a water sign, is a sign that live in a dream. They connect to a reality that is beyond this physical reality. It's subconscious, very creative, but because of that, one of their issues is to connect to this physical reality. And sometimes they prefer to be by themselves, hide, avoid situation, not confront. So they need to learn to live here in the now, talk to people, and manifest things.
That's their
Yes,
tikkun. All right,
yes.
next sign, Aries, Lady Gaga and Robert Downey Jr.
So Aries,
Love them.
Yeah, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and as first they have the biggest desire. They're the one that want to be first, so they could also fight for things. They could be a little childish at times. They're very creative. They're the ones that initiate things, but for them they need to learn to fight for a good cause and for something that is outside of themselves because they can be very selfish.
Taurus.
An earth sign, very much connected to beauty, to pleasures, everything that you can enjoy in the physical sense. But it's all about comfort. For them, they need to learn to go outside of their comfort. Gemini, they're the fast, they're the air sign, they're in the head a lot. They like knowledge, they read 20 books at the same time. They jump from one thing to another. They need to learn to commit.
All right, next, Cancer.
So Cancer. Cancer is a water sign. This is the mothers of the sign, very nurturing. You see Diana, right? They need to learn to be more independent, emotionally, and believe in themselves.
I love it. Leo.
So
our girl J-Lo and Obama.
Leo is the lion, the king of the jungle, ruled by the sun. The sun is the center of the universe, so you can already imagine.
My sign, Virgo, Michael Jackson, Mother Teresa. Just saying, two great people.
So Virgo are the hard workers. Virgo strive for perfection. So if they learn how to overcome that, they can do things in an amazing way.
I feel like I just got scolded.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I need to know myself. Libra, Kim K, and Putin.
Libra is another sign like Taurus, ruled by Venus. So Venus is beauty, Venus is appearance, Venus is also others, and Libra is others. What other think, what other feel, what other, and they sometimes too much attached to others' opinions, and they have a hard time to make up their mind. Scorpio, we talked about Scorpio
Leo
earlier.
And Hillary Clinton.
So Scorpio is a water sign, very intense water sign. If they love you, they love you. If they hate you, they hate you. Their work is to learn to control their emotions.
Sagittarius, Miss Britney Spears. What can you tell us?
So Sagittarius are the explorers. They're the one that loves the world. They're interested in purpose. They love animals. They love to travel. They love philosophy, religion. The issue for a Sagittarius that sometimes they would be too much about the idea. They would be the preachers, but not necessarily walk the talk. So the issue for Sagittarius is to connect more to people,
Commit
and to
to those
commit,
ideas.
exactly,
Well,
and to relate to people.
I love it.